really great speakers, and we'd like to get to all of them. Thank you all for coming here today. And any of the speakers, I'd love for you to join me up here in the front and have a seat. Possibly.
Where's it? You want us to raise the mic?
You can say it. I'm tall. Thank you so much. As long as the wind doesn't blow my notes away, we're good to go. Okay, I'm going to get started. I'd like to welcome you all. Good morning. My name is Maureen McCormick. I am the Executive Director with Friends of the Rouge, and I have the sincere honor of standing here before you to welcome each and every one of you to celebrate this incredible space together. Just take a moment and look around this amazing accomplishment. So to the untrained eye, the 20,000 square feet of rain gardens around you might look like ordinary gardens, but unlike an ordinary garden, these spaces will quietly absorb over 250,000 gallons of rainwater every time it rains. And over the course of an entire annual year, they capture over 3.2 million gallons of water. That's a lot of water. Just think about that amount. Before we get into the details, I would be very remiss to not acknowledge some of the people who have made this project possible, many of whom you'll hear from today. And first, I want to acknowledge the elected dignitaries present here today. So I'd like to welcome Representative Matthew Colazar. I also want to recognize Wayne County Commissioner Melissa Dobb, who is meant to be here today, but she sends her regrets. She's not feeling well, so we appreciate her wanting to join us today. City of Plymouth Mayor Oliver Walcott. City of Plymouth Mayor Pro Tem Nick Mraz. Plymouth Township Supervisor Kurt Heisig. The Plymouth Township Board of Trustees. The City of Plymouth Commissioners. And I saw a couple when I popped in too. I saw the Oakland County Commissioner Jim Nash, Water Resources Chief Deputy Ann Barra is here as well. We're so grateful that she could join us. And then I also happened to catch a glimpse of Plymouth Chamber of Commerce Director Wes Graff as well. And my sincere apologies if I did not specifically see you, but we're so grateful you all are joining us here today. In addition, I want to thank the Environmental Protection Agency and the Department of Great Lakes Energy Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy for funding this project and seeing the possibilities in centering this incredible demonstration in the heart of the Tonquish Creek sub-watershed, which we sit today. Today we have Jack Catrone, who we will also hear from, representing Eagle as our main project correspondent. So the success of these rain gardens depends on their ongoing maintenance, so a warm thank you to the civic groups and private donors who have stepped forward to adopt these gardens and ensure their beauty and efficacy for years to come. The names of these caring donors are on the sign somewhere over here, I believe. Yes, to my left or right. And next, Friends of the Rouge would like to thank PARC for their willingness to take a chance on this project. This is a new territory in general for the Plymouth community. I would like to recognize Gail Grieger, Executive Director, and the PARC Board of Directors for their support, and in particular, I want to recognize Mark Malcolm, And then Mike Devine and Ted Barker for their assistance in design, engineering, construction management, and that's just to name a few. We're just so grateful for you, wanting to make this a team effort, and I think we've done a great job together, so thank you. And thank you to the Friends of the Rouge staff for your assistance in making this celebration possible. So thanks to Laura Edwards with your help with the Adopt a Rain Garden, engaging volunteers and corporate assistants. Thank you. To our restoration coordinator, Renato Merriman, intern Kate Ekator, and fellow Megan Good for all their assistance with volunteer events and site watering.
Woo!
And to Colleen Strum for her dedication and support as a volunteer and all the things she's done behind the scenes to make this possible. And to our operations director, Karen Hanna, for making everything better. And Sarah Lucchio for your wonderful media support. So thank you, Sarah, for holding me back. Thank you. And thank you to Alvin Kirchhoff. Wave Al. For our TV model and our Friends of the Rouge information. He is a wealth of information and knowledge. If anything you want to know about the geography and the geology of this area, he's your guy. And Lara, sitting by Al over there, will take anyone interested in a tour of the rain gardens following the ceremony. So look for Lara. It starts there. And thanks to the Michigan Philharmonic, I know you guys are here today, volunteering to plant a rain garden this morning. That might be happening, but generally, thank you to all the volunteers and groups who participated in planting these gardens, laying mulch in the sweating 90-degree heat. It's been incredible to watch all of you work together and make this remarkable project come to life. And there's one other person I gotta thank, and I don't know where he's at. A very special thank you to Matthew Bertrand, right over there. This man.
Yeah, Matthew!
He has worked his whole heart with the project. He is a lead project manager, a landscape designer, and volunteer coordinator. Matthew's vision for this project has truly come to life after many years of planning. Matthew, I am very proud of you for your incredible dedication to this work. Have you carry out this work in such an impactful way really changes the river and our community for the better. Thank you. So, the project. So in 2020, Friends of the Rouge was awarded a nearly $400,000 grant by the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy, fondly referred to as EAGLE. It's a non-point source program to develop approximately 20,000 square feet of rain gardens adjacent to the Friends of the Rouge office. We're on the second floor. This is our headquarters and the location of the PARC, the Plymouth Arts and Recreation Complex, which is the centerfold of the Plymouth community. The primary goals of the Rain Garden Project are to create beautiful, high-performance stormwater management systems that serve as a demonstration of easily adaptable practices that can be incorporated into traditional parking lot green spaces. Not only can these be planned for repaving, but your parking lot can also be retrofitted to work in a similar fashion. So a few months ago, I took actually my father to this parking lot, and at first he said, "What am I looking at? Is this just a parking lot?" And when I pointed out the recessed gardens, he goes, "Oh, I could do this. It looks nearly the same." With form and function, these gardens have not fully booked the aesthetic norm of the community, but rather woven into the fabric of expectation while quietly working tenfold. So these are beautiful green spaces that really enhance the parking lot in a remarkable way. Just last week, I was at a rain garden planting with Matthew, and one of the residents who lives on Adams Street reported minimization of recurrent street flooding due to these gardens already. High-performing basins, yes, it's already working, it's amazing. High-performing basins absorb and keep rainwater from flooding streets, flooding buildings, homes, and the storm sewer. So these are elegantly designed with form and function in mind, with each garden demonstrates a variety of essential wildlife habitats. Each one will demonstrate different styles of rain gardens. The gardens immediately around you attract hummingbirds. The gardens at the one-way drive over there will attract hummingbirds, monarch butterflies, and the garden behind you with the 4 trees is a songbird habitat. Matthew's pointing over there. Yeah. And Laura and Matthew will take you on a tour. They know way more about this than me. So we'll have a lot of educational signage. The gardens are essentially living laboratories for learning and connecting with nature. As a community here at PARC, we also consider the needs of our fellow tenant, bees and the D. Intentionally creating habitats for pollinators like butterflies and bees, which are essential members of our ecosystem diversity. Let's see. So with that, just want to say having such an incredible representation of state, local, and county leaders here, all of you in the crowd, everyone who's made this possible and supporting this in our community, this demonstrates a true commitment to this work. As partners in this project, PARC saw the potential to dovetail their work as a hub for recreation and arts and use their space to educate the public as a world-class demonstration of what green stormwater infrastructure can look like. We hope this inspires each of you to install one of your own and consider weaving this into the fabric of your own community. On behalf of Friends of the Rouge, thank you for coming out together on this beautiful morning to celebrate these rain gardens that make your Plymouth community more beautiful and your Tonquish Creek and Rouge River cleaner. With that, up next, I have the honor of introducing Vice President of PARC, Mark Malcolm.
Thank you, Marie. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Plymouth Arts and Recreation Complex, commonly known as PARC. I believe if anyone did a Google search on the opposite of curb appeal, up would pop a picture of what this parking lot and this entryway used to look like. It was a sea of broken concrete and patched asphalt that included zero green space, I guess unless you count the weeds that would pop up in the cracks. What a transformation. Integrating all these rain gardens into this brand new parking lot is a win for the environment, a win for the community, especially the neighbors, and definitely a win for PARC. On behalf of PARC, we want to thank Eagle and the Friends of the Rouge for these rain gardens. Thank you, guys. Marie gave mention of many other people. I'm just going to mention a few, some of whom I'll say a little bit more. First up, Mike Devine. Mike, an architect and PARC board member. Mike donated his time to essentially lay out this parking lot, accommodating the needed number, size, and placement of the rain gardens, while providing much improved traffic flow, and doing it somehow ending up with about the same number of parking spots. Ted Barker, Ted, another PARC board member, president of Shaw Construction. Ted donated his time and other company resources to manage the build-out of this project. No one, I mean no one, spent more time on this site, working with the engineer, contractors, and Friends of the Rouge to execute the plan, including doggedly addressing the multitude of issues that inevitably arise on a project of this complexity on a site like this. Thanks also to PARC's financial supporters, without whom, frankly, there would be no new parking lot and therefore no rain gardens. The grant from Eagle funded the rain gardens. PARC paid for everything else, including demolition, all the new walkways, the paving, and the landscaping that goes in the non-rain garden areas. And anytime there's a milestone achievement here, it feels right to thank my wife, Patty, who convinced me, which sounds better than told me, to write a check to save the largest remaining historic structure in Plymouth and donate it for adaptive repurposing into a nonprofit arts and recreation complex. Her instincts were very good. It was the right thing to do for the right reasons. I want to mention also, I see Bob Dorashevitz here. There were very few people who actually came up with the concept for PARC, and which has been brought through by a lot of people. Thank you, Bob, for your vision. I'm delighted to report that about 35 diverse arts, education, and recreation organizations, including Friends of the Rouge, now make their home at PARC. That's a record high, with an amazing roughly 90% occupancy rate of all the former classrooms on the 3 floors. There simply is no place like PARC in any other community. With daily management of the entire complex, inside and out, largely and capably managed by Don Sunan, Gail Grieger, and Dan McMahon. Thank you, Dennis. These rain gardens will get fully planted and established in the next year or so. Then they will grow and flourish in the years ahead, and so will PARC. Thank you very much, and next I want to introduce our state representative, Matt Colazar.
Thank you, everyone. And you know, anybody up in Lansing that ever talks to me knows that I'm the guy that never shuts up about this community. I talk about how it is the best place to live in the state of Michigan and how everybody should come visit. And I've always talked about this place called PARC. You know, I don't have to tell all of you, there is a time when we didn't know if PARC was going to make it, and we didn't know if this structure was going to be here. But here we are just a few short years later, talking about continued investment in this property. And we know that investment in this property is investment in the entire community, and just thank you to all of you that have made it possible. So honored to be here today, and these rain gardens are absolutely beautiful, and I can't wait to see them continue to bloom, and it's just going to be a wonderful sight to see. Thank you for having me here today, and I'm going to turn it over now to our mayor, Oliver Walcott.
Thanks, Representative. What an honor to be here. There's really not much substantively I can add to what Marie and Mark and Matt just mentioned, but two things really stood out to me as I was listening to the remarks. One is to triple down, quadruple down on the recognition of Mark and Don and the PARC team's efforts. There's a lot of people in the community that you run into that talk about it. They be about it. So, well done. And this happens because of partnerships, and Mark hit the nail on the head with how many people that we should all continually thank for their blood, sweat, and tears that they put into this property. And if you do see them, everyone that has been mentioned previously, shake their hands, ask them what their experience was like, get to know a little bit more about this property. As you walk through it and take the tours, you're going to learn something about our community that will blow your mind. And the last takeaway is, it's wonderful to see all of this come to fruition right now, but the lasting effects next year, the year after that, a decade from now, will be felt because of the hard work that was put in place a year ago, 2 years ago in the planning process. And I'm so happy. Selfishly, we're moving to Adams, so I get to walk 2 blocks down the road now with my family to enjoy this property, and I'm so happy for the community to get to enjoy this, and thank you all for showing up, and thanks again for this incredible ceremony. I'm honored to be here. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to turn it over now to our Township Supervisor, Heisig.
This is wonderful. There's so many people to thank, and most of you have been thanked already, but so many folks I'd love to shout out to by name for all of your hard work on this project. You know, I'm a former member of the Board of Directors for Friends of the Rouge, former Wayne County Drain Commissioner and Environment Director, and I remember, you know, 20 years ago, this is the kind of thing that we were trying to encourage in both the private sector and individual homeowners. So it's wonderful to see this come together in such a bold and dynamic way. I had no idea it was going to encompass practically every element of this parking lot. And that's the kind of thing that PARC brings to the table, because the partnership between PARC and Friends of the Rouge, PARC is not only a hub for arts and culture, but now for environmental leadership as well. Not only with Friends of the Rouge, but now how we can show our residents and businesses how they can have rain gardens as well, and how they can beautify their properties and make them more appealing and more environmentally friendly. And that's really what we should all be about. And again, I just want to thank all the folks here who made this happen. And at this point, I'd like to just hand it over to Jack Catrone from Eagle. And I think would you like to say a few words as well? Okay, come on up.
Thanks, Kurt. Thanks to all of our speakers. And thanks to all of you for coming out today on this beautiful day to celebrate this wonderful accomplishment of a rain garden here in downtown Plymouth. I think the only thing that could make today better would be a nice rainstorm, right? So we could see all these gardens in action. And obviously I'm joking a little bit, but I would encourage everybody to get out here either this summer or next summer when it's raining, see the water flowing, see how the grading of the parking lot works together with the locations of the gardens to create a complete stormwater management system to capture runoff from this parking lot. And I think that idea of a complete stormwater management system is one of the reasons why this project has been such a pleasure to work on, and why it was so exciting to fund for the department, for the non-point source program, and also personally for myself. Marie and Matthew and Friends of the Rouge, I don't know if you guys know this, but this is actually the first project I've been able to work on since I started with the department a few years ago, from the proposal phase all the way through to the completion of construction. So no matter how many more projects we work on, this one's always going to hold a little bit of a special place for me. And that's only doubly true because I did grow up here in the Rouge River watershed. I've been a volunteer for Friends of the Rouge in the past. So the opportunity to give back a little bit, to support the great work that I know that you guys do firsthand has been really, really special. So thank you for that opportunity. Now I will say, as a few of the other speakers have alluded to, this project was not without its challenges. That is the case with every green infrastructure project. You never know what you're going to find until you start digging. Matthew knows this, right? It's a clay layer that you didn't know was there, or a storm drain that wasn't where it's supposed to be. Things happen. But then those challenges were actually a little bit more compounded than on a normal project because we had such compressed timeline on the project. We had the parking lot ready to receive visitors by this year. And so the fact that we are here today celebrating this right on time is really an amazing achievement, especially given the comprehensiveness and scale of this project to cover the entire parking lot. So I just want to thank all of the project partners, PARC, our contractors, City of Plymouth, and of course Friends of the Rouge and my colleagues in the department for their creativity, their flexibility, their hard work, and their commitment to getting this done on time and getting it done in the right way. Even when those challenges popped up, maintaining that commitment to doing this the right way to preserve water quality here in Township Creek and in the Rouge River watershed has been really, really impressive. So this is an accomplishment to be proud of. I think the work speaks for itself. And I actually think, in addition to getting a really great rain garden and complete project here at PARC, we might have broken some kind of record for the non-point source program. Now, don't quote me on this, but the time from the signing of the contract to the completion of the grant, this doesn't usually happen this fast. I think we signed the contract last September. Here we are less than a year later, we're already planting these rain gardens. So it really is an amazing achievement and something to be proud of. And I just wanted to conclude with a little bit of a reminder that even though we're here celebrating an amazing accomplishment, the life of this project doesn't end with the completion of construction. This project has been tremendously exciting for a number of reasons, and of course, the fact that we're keeping potentially millions of gallons out of the separate sewer system from entering the Rouge River each year is amazing. But I think the biggest reason that we were excited to work on this project and fund it is because of the potential as a demonstration site. As you all know, this was a retrofit project. I want to thank Mark for painting a nice picture of what this parking lot used to look like, so I don't have to feel bad about doing it myself. But it was definitely in need of an upgrade. And the same thing is true for hundreds and hundreds of parking lots all across Southeast Michigan, all across the Rouge River watershed. And if every developer, every property owner took the opportunity to do what PARC and the city did here and embrace green infrastructure, use rain gardens, permeable pavers, things like that in their retrofit projects, the impact to water quality in the Rouge River would be absolutely tremendous. Now I know that's a hard task, and not everyone is lucky enough to have Friends of the Rouge as a tenant, right? To get in their ear and say, hey, this is how you can do this the right way to protect water quality. And so I want to issue a challenge to Friends of the Rouge as our grantee, and also to everybody here to make sure that this project still has legs beyond the completion of construction. Bring your friends here, bring your neighbors here, show them the rain gardens, show them how they work, explain to them how they protect water quality in the Rouge River. And to Friends of the Rouge, as we move into the completion of construction and into the education and outreach phase, let's work together to make sure that this gem of a green infrastructure project here in downtown Plymouth can serve as a model, and that we can use it as a vehicle to encourage the use of green infrastructure as a part of retrofit projects all across the Rouge River watershed and here in Southeast Michigan. So thank you all for the opportunity to work this project. Thank you all for coming out today. I'm really excited to see what's coming next, and of course you have the full support of myself, the Non-Point Source program, and the department as we move forward. So thanks again, and let's do some planting.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you to all of our speakers. Really appreciate you all coming out today, hearing from each and every one of you. Next phase of our ceremony today is actually the ceremonial planting. So all of our speakers will grab a shovel. I don't know if Dan or who's going to move this guy out of the way.
We got it.
You got it. You got it. Okay. And then we'll do the ceremonial planting, and that will conclude our formal ceremony. As a reminder, Laura Edwards is over here. Raise your hand, Laura. She is willing and super stoked to take you on a tour of the gardens all around the parking lot, so please feel free to coalesce around the terrain model following the ceremony. And once again, thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you to PARC and Eagle, all the dignitaries who showed up today. Really appreciate your support. So with that, thank you.
I know what you mean, though. I want to make sure that this Plymouth and Plymouth Township only got 20, only got a little left. I am going to tell George and the mayor.
I have one outside.
We'll save one on that side.
I'm actually going to take a video. I appreciate it. What?
I want to feel pretty sad that things have gone and I and all of them. No. You gotta look up. Good to go.
Gotta head up. Where'd you go?
Across, you look out the kitchen window, across the street, chapel. Senior citizens buses. I mean, that is the third largest So, anyway, I won't bug you.
I was just, I'm learning
Okay, when they are done,
Oh, you overlook the big water tower.
yeah,